have the other ones available in there.
Wait.
But
What? So, Luke, what are you drinking today?
Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
I mean, bow after that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Hojo! I learned my lesson from last time. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drinks imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day.
I'm here to do you a favor, James. I just say, ukulele.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like one of our drawstrings, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Yes. Man, I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. Woo! Yes! Yes, guys! It is Sunday! It is Sunday. This means another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their lives and their hopes and their dreams, but also their books and their campaigns. Because frankly, I'm kind of done with mainstream entertainment. It's boring. It kind of sucks. And indie is where the passion is, guys. So I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend and a good Sunday. My Sunday has been a bit slow, doing some things, preparing some stuff. I've been looking into this board game. There's this board game now called Freedom 5. It's like a superhero board game, and it looks really, really awesome. And I would get something like that, but who am I going to play it with? You know, that's the problem. That's my problem here. But it looks fantastic. And I've been doing some stuff on for German Comics. We are still in demand on Indiegogo, and you can get the latest issue of Perfect 5 and POWERTRIP Book 2 also on Fund My Comic. On Fund My Comic, it has a exclusive cover by Alan Goldman, and or you can grab it from Indiegogo, or you can sign up to the Kickstarter campaign, which is now in pre-launch stage. We will probably launch that in February, March, but then the books are like printed, done, shipped out, so everything is done by that time. One of the books is already printed and done. That's this one. POWERTRIP issue 2, completely done. It's fantastic. It has 3 stories by 3 different creative teams, all taking place in the German Comics universe, where Perfect 10 also lives. All right, guys, let's see who's with us in the chat. In the chat today. Oh, wait. Here is, let me see, Basement Jacks. It's David Feed. Welcome, David Feed. How are you? How are you, sir? David Feed has a series called Red Eyes, a fantasy series. So go check that out. Go Google it. Go find it. Where's your head at? Yeah, that's a classic, right? And then we have Darksiders Comics. Hail, Darksiders Comics. How are you, guys? Subscribe to Darksiders Comics YouTube channel for daily comic book reviews. Darkside, do you ever plan on going on Rumble? Is that your thing, or is it just exclusive for YouTube? Right. So today's campaign, by the way, is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description of the video. If you want a sneak peek, you can already check it out. Wait, and then we have what does David say here? Check in with Mainstream Comics DC releasing a Harley Quinn fart fetish book. Jeez, yeah, it's like if people now still don't get that these comics are in the hands of people who hate comics and who just want to like troll the audience, then I don't know what will. And welcome Thiago. Thiago is our new inker on our Perfect 10 series. He does fantastic work. He's also working for a project for the Rippaverse, right? But he's working on Perfect 10 Book 5. He just sent me a new inked page just before the stream, and it looked phenomenal. So thank you so much, Thiago. Right, and 58 Underground is also with us in the chat. Welcome, 58 Underground. Welcome. All right, guys. Are there more people? Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Right, guys. It's time for the guest. It's a brand new guest, never been on the show before, but I think I remember he did make some art for me once. It was commissioned by someone else, and I got it from Harry, the guest. It was fantastic. It was American Bliss versus Rogue. Really cool. He's a fantastic artist. So let's bring him on. May I have a very warm welcome, guys. Oh, wait, I don't have my video ready. I do now. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have a very warm welcome for the man of the hour, Mr. Harry Simoes. Woo!
Hello. Thanks for the invite.
Hello, Harry. How are you today?
Hello. Doing good. A little cold, being winter here in Japan, but I'm good.
Winter in Japan. Yeah, we were just talking before we went live that they don't really like celebrate Christmas. They do something with Christmas, but not the way that the West does, right?
Not exactly. It's more like a romantic time. It's time to go out with your girlfriend.
Right. But to do set up trees like Christmas trees, or do this?
Yeah, they like the visual of Christmas in Japan.
Right. Yeah.
And
okay.
Kentucky Fried Chicken is a big deal at Christmas.
Oh, is that something they combined with Christmas?
I guess Kentucky Fried Chicken was just really smart, and they kind of linked their product with Christmas, and now it's in the Japanese psyche. So you have to order some chicken.
That's how they do it, right? That's like what Coca-Cola did with their branding also during Christmas. Yeah. Right. All right. Let me put this down. And David Feed says Thiago is a monster inker, man. Yeah, I think he inked your cover for Red Eyes 4, right? The special cover by Alan Goldman. So good. That looked great. Right. Harry, before we talk about anything, I need to ask you the first question that I have to ask all my guests is, what are you drinking right now?
I am drinking coffee.
Coffee. Okay.
Coffee.
Right.
The drink of champions.
Drink of champions. Right. So are there specific like drinking in Japan? Do they have specific drinks that we don't really drink here, or?
Now they export a lot of what's very Japanese like. Where I live, they have lots of tea plantations.
Oh,
so
right.
you can get traditional Japanese green tea for a very affordable price around here. Actually, it's very good. If you can get the legitimately the good stuff that Japanese people drink, it's amazing.
Wow. By the way, I'm very impressed always with people who like speak multiple languages. I think that my English is pretty decent, right? And then I have my own language, but some people like yourself, I think, speak like 3 languages. Because you're not from Japan. Plus, English is not your main language. So where you from originally?
Originally from Brazil.
Right.
I speak English as a second language and Japanese also as a second, third, who knows.
Wow.
So I speak 3 languages.
That's fantastic.
And right. I can scrape by some Spanish, but just because Portuguese is so similar.
Right. Yeah. That's true. Crenshaw. Welcome, Crenshaw. FAO. Hey, everyone listening along while I work. That's awesome. Like a drink with Brink Radio. Welcome, Creative WM Personal. I hope this comic doesn't stink. The mainstream are now selling smelly comics. Oh yeah, at least they're being honest about the quality.
The Harley Quinn thing.
Yeah. It's
well. Brink, by the way, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking my cola. It's always the same thing. This is why it's my logo. I drink this all day. Anyway, so the mainstream. Do you yourself read comics, American comics, or do you like read manga, or what's your preferred like taste there?
I grew up reading first like Disney comics, like the classic stuff back in the day.
DC
and Disney.
Oh, Disney comics,
well,
really?
Disney
All
comics.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So Uncle's Boy, Donald Duck, that kind of stuff. Mickey Mouse.
Right.
Actually, I really enjoyed Mickey Mouse comic books when I was little because he was kind of like a detective sort of setup. Anyway, at least the stuff that I could get in Brazil. I also like to read Asterix.
Right. Oh wow.
You know the Phantom, I think the guy with the
Phantom,
with
yeah.
Yeah. And then
were these books all translated to Portuguese?
Yeah, all in Portuguese. Mm-hmm. And when I was a teen, a friend of my brother's actually introduced me to X-Men. At the time, it was in Brazil. The stuff was imported like years later, so we were running like a decade late from what was going on in the States. Yeah. So my first encounter with X-Men was like right before the Phoenix Saga.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
So
fantastic
it was a very like substantial. I don't know what would you call it. It was a very, very impactful time.
Right. Yes. Yes. The Phoenix Saga.
And the art of John Byrne just blew me away. So I after that I was just hunting for anything I could find that was cool like that. So I got into reading Superman by John Byrne and then reading more and more of X-Men. I fell in love with the art style of Art Adams when he did like Asgardian Wars and then Long Shot, things like that. I remember buying the Rob Liefeld drawn, was it Hawk and Dove, I think, in English?
Oh, yeah, Hawk and Dove, yeah.
So I guess he didn't ink that one, so he got quite a lot of help, but it was so different than...
Look, man, it's Rob Liefeld. He always gets help. To be fair, I don't know if there are many Rob Liefeld fans here or watching. Mm-hmm. If there are, I'm sorry, but I think that other people around him do most of the work. He just pencils, no background, the same poses like 100 times, the same faces, the same expressions. It's and it's still the same as it was like 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Well, yeah, he's very formulaic. I also think
that's the word. That's the word. Yeah.
So yeah, I got tired of him later, especially when he put out like Youngblood and the Image comic stuff. It didn't strike me as of high quality. So you see John Byrne, you can always expect John Byrne quality.
Right.
Art Adams
But-
also, if
but
he
you-
manages to finish.
Do you mean art-wise, or do you mean like with stories? Like what?
I mean art-wise.
Right.
I enjoy John Byrne writing also.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked his She-Hulk stuff and Fantastic Four. But
She-Hulk is great.
when I came to Japan, it was the end of the 90s, just around the cusp of there. And there was a time of turmoil in Brazil too, with the publishing of American comics, and I think things fell apart, so as far as my understanding of it. And also, I went to a country where American comics wasn't a thing, so I had to quit cold turkey. So when kind of that crazy time with the late 90s, early 2000s of American comics, I missed all of that.
Right.
And then I, was in Japan, so I started looking into Japanese comics. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but there's a comic book. It's kind of heavy metal themed in a way, called Bastard.
Yeah,
That was-
Bastard. Yeah.
It wasn't the first comics
I
that I
know
bought in Japan in Japanese and tried to read.
Mhm.
That was brutal. It's very hard.
That's going on for a few decades now, right? That series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he actually redrew the beginning issues, or had his team do a lot of the redrawing.
Oh, we drew. Yeah.
So the redrawn stuff is also amazing. But I got busy with studying in Japan, and I didn't get super into Japanese comics. I grew my collection more with things that I was familiar with, like Akira. I got the oversized edition of Akira here in Japan.
Yeah. Right.
That doesn't have the color, the US coloring on it.
So there's this like I don't know, but you live there, and the feeling that I got from Japan is that it's very ingrained in this manga culture also. So like manga is like part of everyone's life almost. It unlike in the West, where it's like this niche thing. Is that correct?
Yeah, manga is very well accepted in society, but basically, you see even grown men, gentlemen reading in the train. Things are changing now a bit because people read more things digitally. So digital manga is getting big in Japan as well.
Right.
But
Oh no.
they
So shops there need to close also because less physical books are being produced.
The publishing industry in Japan have been very protective of their, I guess, monopoly or market share. So they're very restrictive with at least in Japan, with what is accessible online for, like, pirated books, things like that. They tend to crack down on those.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And but certain publishers actually make their digital versions free online. So, for example, you can read in Japanese One Punch Man completely for free online.
Cool.
And that's from the publisher. So, but that's a well-established series, and they know it's going to sell anyway.
Oh, really? All right. I sometimes hear you have like people say you should offer like readers. You have to offer your things to readers, right? So make the distance between them reading it, and so customer and product, make it close together. So if you offer it for free, and for instance through a like easy to use like system, so people can actually read from tablet without downloading stuff, that would actually help. But there are others like who say you need to make money, especially as indies. So why give away stuff for free? But you say in Japan they have a different view on that.
I think it depends on the series and how popular it is and how well established. Well, One Punch Man has been going for so long, and the author is, or at least the artist is very well established and famous. So his stuff sells, and the company knows that.
Okay.
For example, something
So it really depends,
newer
yeah.
from the same publisher, I think, is called Dan Da Dan. The anime is also just coming out recently.
Done.
Dan Da Dan, yeah.
All right.
That series, they make the current issue, so this week's issue, plus the first two issues of the series free, but everything else is under a paywall. So some things are free, some things are not free in the website for this publisher, and I think they attract readers that way. So there's always some material in the website that is free, and then they can try to entice you to then read other materials there, or give a try to new artists or new titles. But it's big business in Japan. But the thing is, there's also a glut of options here. So if you go to a bookstore, there's walls and walls and walls of manga. If you go to a used bookstore, it's even worse. So there's so much to choose from, and I think in the States, you get like a filtered version. The stuff that was really popular, successful. Then you go in Japan, it looks like manga is super high quality. But there are lots of low quality manga in Japan too.
Really? So that's there's like this indie scene also within manga.
There is indie scene in Japan, but actually indie stuff tends to be better quality.
Oh, really?
As far as the art is concerned, I'm not sure about the story, but they tend to go into not safe for work territory very quickly.
Right. Yeah.
So what's called doujinshi in Japan, the fanzines more or less, is tolerated by publishers for the most part. So basically, they pick popular characters and put them in, let's just say, risque situations, and sell those. And even though it is a violation of copyright, more often than not, the companies don't challenge it.
Right. Let me go through the chat for a moment. David Feet says, "Bastard is freaking weird and metal." Yeah.
Bastard,
yeah. He also
even
he was
lyrics of heavy metal songs in the manga.
Yeah. Right. There's the anime series also from Bastard. David Feet also says, Asterix and Obelix is awesome and wholesome. It's really good. The latest,
I love it.
The latest album is also great. The latest book. It's a complete new team, but it's so spot on. Dr. Ino, hey, welcome. He says, going to catch the replay of this. Have an awesome stream, guys. Thank you for dropping in. And hi from the replay. Darius Artists from the Netherlands. Hey man, manga in Japan is like Donald Duck weekly, monthly pockets for the Netherlands? ?
Yes and no. It depends on the title. Depends on how many pages are being produced. So maybe you've seen in American bookstores the compilation, those little manga books. Those are actually several weeks of publication.
Oh, right.
Put together.
Oh,
for example, One Punch Man.
Right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, what we have is like a collection. So what you have like thinner books in Japan.
In Japan, for example, One Punch Man collects the. Oh, okay. Let me circle back. The manga market in Japan is created for the work commute people. So they print those phone books, massive compilations like the Jump, Shonen Jump, that kind of thing. And this is, for the most part, people will read on the train. Well, it used to be like this. The people would read on the train on their way to school, on their way to work. So go in the morning, buy the magazine, read it. Maybe they keep it for a few days, but it's really cheap paper. It's basically newspaper quality paper, and the ink kind of comes off on your fingers. It's terrible quality.
Yeah.
But because it's meant to be chucked away, so
Yeah,
you
like
actually get
pulp
free
magazines used to be.
those
Yeah.
things for free in the trash can of stations, because people just, after their commute, they're going to work, they toss the manga.
Holy shit.
But if you like this, so they do that, and then there's a lot of interaction with the readers. So the publishers put like postcards, have campaigns for the people to point out which series are popular with what people like. So those series survive, they keep on going, and then they're also compiled later. So, for example, One Punch Man is printed at a more or less 4 issues per year of the compilations.
Mhm.
And other titles might come in more often if they are put into the shonen starter issues sooner or with more frequency. But in any case, so it depends on the title. Some things take more time to produce because they're more, how would you say, more high quality art.
More detailed.
Detailed. And then other things might even be detailed, but it's basically its assembly line for it to get produced. So let me think of a title that would be like that.
Yeah, we probably
not sure if you're familiar with
don't
people
know
there. Well, Akira back in the day was pretty much an assembly line thing. There was no way that Katsuhiro Otomo could draw all that by himself and keep to a schedule. So he had a team to produce.
It's a big industry there.
And
yes, it's called Doujinji Rasmane. Welcome, Rasmane. Welcome, sir. David Feet says, I just read Origin and the art is incredible, but the story boring as hell. I think that the Dark Side Comics likes it. He did a few reviews of that. I think that he liked it. And Rasmane says, the pages on the Indiegogo look good to me. Well, this is a fantastic segue, Rasmane. I think it's time to go to the campaign, because you are producing a comic book, Harry. And
I think he's talking about these, right?
Oh, wait, let me. That's awesome. Wait. Okay, show us.
Yeah, for example, this is the 2-page spread of the train hitting the car.
Holy shit. That is awesome. How many hours does this take you?
Oh my goodness, I spent a lot of time on these two. Just all this rendering on the train and then on the farmland took forever. Maybe, I don't know, 4 days or so.
Really? Wow.
And, I posted these on the page as well.
That is awesome. And the format here it is A3. What's the format?
This is B4. That's
right.
The larger size manga paper that's readily available in Japan.
Cool. So where did you learn to draw?
Well, since I was a kid, I was drawing stuff. I wasn't interested in reading at that time, but I think my sister got into Neil Adams' Green Lantern. I'm not sure she was reading it, but she was drawing a lot from what Neil Adams was producing. So under her influence, I started drawing a lot. And from that, it was a lot of learning by myself or learning with whatever workshops I could go to. And I came to Japan. I studied art here as well, and just kept on trucking along and learning. And then I decided in 2020 that I had enough of not doing anything. I would say very, very productive with art besides teaching. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try to make something happen.
Okay, so you studied art, and later you began to teach art.
Yeah.
Right. So when you studied art in in Japan, you said, right? Is that a different experience than like studying art here, or?
I would imagine it's different than in other countries because you get a taste of a Japanese aesthetic and also
right.
materials that are unique to Japan. So, for example, there's a style of painting called basically Japanese painting, I think in English. It's called Nihonga in Japanese. So when I was in college, I tried to take classes on as much as I could, including Japanese calligraphy, to experience more of the Japanese aesthetic and techniques in.
All right. So a lot of that wisdom is like integrated into your own artwork,
sure
your own
hope so.
Style.
It's all part of my formation, I guess.
Right. All right.
I think, yeah, go ahead.
Let's talk about your campaign because we're halfway through the show, and we have a lot of stuff to go through. This is a fantastic campaign, and it deserves more like eyes on it. 10 backers right now, 18 days left. Head rush. Shall we start with the trailer?
Please do.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Gruesome. Hello. All right.
Hello. Yeah, a little bit gruesome, huh? Did everybody get to hear the music playing? Because for me, it was I wasn't.
You didn't hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very low. I don't know. I could hear it. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, so we can check these out later. But first, I think we should look into the premise, into the story. So, who is this book for? What is it? What is it about?
It's about a family that stumble upon an ancient evil or monsters that, well, the situation is the father of the family is a new farmer, let's put it this way, and he accidentally unburies something that he shouldn't have. And as a result of that, one of these monsters, they take the head of other people as their own. So what happens is that his daughter is then taken by one of the monsters. The dad doesn't know that at first, and the people that know is the girl herself and the brother especially. And it's a pair of monsters. So one of the monsters is already loose and trying to reunite with his female counterpart, and the human twins are trying to basically survive, keep their family safe, while keeping what has happened as a secret.
Okay, so it's a horror comic about beings who cut off people's heads, use them for their own heads, and there's this family trying to survive.
Yes.
All right.
As they're being basically hunted by these monsters who are trying to take over.
There are two of these creatures?
There are two that we know of, yes.
Oh, there might be more. Okay.
There might be more.
Might be more. Right. So if this book, is this like what format will it have? Will it have like manga size, or will it be bigger?
I'm thinking it would be close to the standard floppy US size. It's a B5 size in Japan. It's simplest to print here.
Mm-hmm.
And those sizes are almost equivalent,
All right.
and will be in color and at least 30 pages.
Oh, so this will be colored.
Yes.
All right. Welcome, Michael Bancroft, to the chat. Welcome, sir.
Hello, Bancroft.
Wow, I never see Bancroft in the chat here. That's awesome. David Feet was hearing the "Where's Your Head At" song in his mind. So
I should check it out.
yeah, right. So what inspired you to this premise? How do you come up with something like this?
To be honest, I was doodling around at first and actually captured the drawing that started it all. It was basically this drawing here. I was just messing around.
Oh,
and I thought, oh, it would be kind of fun if I drew a story where, you know, some creature, human looking like, you know, went through heads periodically. It's like, oh, it's time for a new head, so time to go hunting for somebody to. It's kind of like a vampire thing. So, you know, instead of taking your blood, I'll take your head.
Right.
And then I started thinking about, okay, what would this creature be like? What would be the origin? So if the series takes off, then, you know, I can explore, you know, how they came to be.
But you know, you figured this out, right?
Yes, I haven't figured it out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you do everything. You do the writing, you do the art, you do the coloring.
Right now, I'm the art team. I'm the writer and the artist.
All right, great, cool. So here we have this scene with some action. You write in like the sound effects, the onomatopoeia, as I sometimes call it. You write it in, so you draw it in, right? That's.
I did that on the first page. It's kind of, I guess, manga influence. They kind of make the onomatopoeia part of the art.
Yeah,
it's I wondering how to continue that. I'm not sure it translates super well to Western languages. To have the right on the page.
It kind of depends on what kind of vibe or style you're going for.
Because this train crashing page too, you know, if it wasn't Japanese, you know, they would have, you know, all these sound letters all over the place too.
Oh yeah,
to add to the action. I don't know. It didn't seem right to me to, deface my art with big Roman letters all over the place. I don't know.
Look at the detail, guys. This is great. Really cool. So right. So you grab some reference, a lot of reference you need, right? So where does the story take place? The specific location?
I picked Nebraska as the location since I have some family connection there.
Oh, right.
And it will be a fictitious county, so I don't, you know, get accused of inaccuracies too flagrant. But basically, Nebraska, it's United States, small farming community, so they have to deal with sheriffs and with a community that have, you know, their own ways.
So so look at this field of grass here, right? So you draw all these blades of grass, and then you get into the drawing zone, right? You just go into this trance, drawing all these blades, right?
Put on my headphones, forget about the world.
Yeah, exactly. It's very peaceful.
Into the details.
Great, man.
Do you also draw?
I don't draw much anymore because I don't have time, but I still do like designs and sometimes like page layouts, stuff like that.
I recommend it. It's soothing.
So here you can tell. I think you can tell your manga influence in proportions here, in body shapes, faces. Is that correct?
Yes, I think it's fair to say that. I think I'm still trying to find my happy place for, you know, where I'm going to land. If you go back to the first page, a few weeks back, John Malin, he offered to do art critiques, so I was one of the people that sent stuff over.
All right.
So on the bottom of the page, that arm over there, the guy getting choked.
Yeah.
He said like, "Oh, that looks like Jim Lee, super rendered, kind of
Oh yeah.
very much traditional American comics kind of finish." But he contrasted that with the face, because like, oh, then looks like he's choking some, manga character,
Yeah.
kind of deal. So yeah, so it's fair criticism. I'm kind of working with West and Japan kind of blended, and
Well, it's a blend.
at
Yeah.
some point, I'm gonna have to find a happy medium.
Yeah, but it works, like for decades now, American comics also had like Japanese influences, like what Joe Madureira did. That was later picked up, and now you see it more often.
Yeah.
But it can be done.
Yeah, I enjoy his style.
Mhm.
But I experienced just a little bit of it because like I said, I got into Japan and then lost touch with the comic scene in the States.
David says, so the monsters are hairy Americans.
Let's just say the monsters used to be human.
All right.
So
and
they have hairs in all the wrong places, like we do.
when you get older, you get hairs like, well, what's it doing there? Rasmane says a fictional country, so the real county. Oh, county. Sorry, the real county doesn't bother Harry. Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to get internet abuse or something. I don't know.
But I work the same way with my books. Most of the stories take place in the United States, but I don't live there, so I make up my own cities. You can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what's your process here when you make a page like this? So you write this, and then how does it start?
So at first I just had lots of handwritten notes about the story, where I wanted to go, what the plot was, and I started deciding, okay, page 1 I'm going to show this, page 1, page 2. Kind of very, very simple outline for myself, because the story is basically in my head. And then let me show you a page that...
Oh, I can show a page. Awesome. By the way, guys, the link to this campaign is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description of the video. If you back, let us know so we can celebrate. That would be great.
So this is a different notebook thing. I have the pages kind of
it's
penciled in. It's kind of sketched out.
Right.
It just keeps on going.
So
anyway,
these are your thumbnails, basically.
It kind of, yeah, but it's a little bit more detailed than that, and I can actually I do an enlarged copy of that, and then I lightbox to the final page. Yeah. So the it's kind of the pencil stage, but I also put the dialogue balloons, so it's part of the design. So it's already from the page planning stage. I already know where the balloons are going to be, what space I need to clear for that.
That's good. So everything we see here is traditional artwork.
Yeah, that's ink on paper.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
I am toying with the idea for the second half of the first edition to start.
For your information, Dave, the description link says Head Rush on Kickstarter. Is that wrong?
It's on Indiegogo.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I will change that. Sorry, guys. Oh wait, you're showing something here.
So here's the real thing. Ink on paper.
Right.
But yeah, I'm wondering if I should to speed the process, start working with digital inks for the second half of the book.
Right.
So
It's not
I haven't
it's not
posted it.
easy, I think, to switch over if you're used to doing traditional and then switch over to digital art. It has a different feeling to it, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm afraid of, that the book, the look of the book will change if I switch to digital midway. So might be
Mhm.
better to, like, from issue 2,
Yeah.
if
Finish
it
this one.
happens,
So
to
how many
do that.
pages will this book be?
At least 30.
Oh, you're not sure yet?
Not quite sure. I might, add some pages, to make the transitions clearer or something like that. But as the plan goes right now, it will be 30 to 32.
Right. All right, great. And this is a sample of your coloring skills. This right here.
Right. For example, the title page, the image you use for this video also, it's colored by me.
Oh yeah, sure. Right.
Yeah. So all these covers, all the art.
Oh, here we can see
coloring.
the cover. So this is cover A.
Mhm.
Great. So this one of these creatures who can
So the
swap
body,
hats.
the head is the one of the lead characters, Jenny.
Oh. So the lead character dies?
That's the thing. If the monster
Maybe
keeps
not.
you alive, are you really dead?
Oh, wait. So she has her own personality and memories and everything, but she has a different body.
Yeah. So the catch here is that what should have happened is that the monster then takes over her mind, but for some reason, which you'll find out in the story, the monster could not take over her mind. So so it's a pair of monsters, right? The male counterpart was expecting her to come to him, but she doesn't. So now he's hunting for her.
Right. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, that's cover A. Then we have cover B. That's this one.
Mm-hmm.
I like this one.
That was supposed to be like a Halloween cover. I was going to start the campaign on Halloween,
Yeah.
and then I got sick and I couldn't.
Oh no.
So I made that cover for that purpose, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna use it anyway.
Sure. Yeah, it's good work, man.
So the lady deputy there is also in the story.
What's her name?
Her name is Stella.
Stella. I think she might become popular. Stella.
I wonder why. But
Then we have
don't
cover
trust her too much. She's a
C.
terrible shot.
Oh, she's a terrible shot? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is cover C. This is also you. You're the artist for all the covers, right?
Correct.
Right. All right. Okay. Interesting.
The contortionist cover.
The contortionist cover. All right. Let's find out what perks you have. You offer digital comics, which is fantastic. Everyone should do that. Sometimes I see campaigns they don't offer digitals, and I think that's a mistake. Just do it because people often want to support you. They just don't want to deal with shipping costs. And this has to come from Japan also, right?
Right. So my experience has been I've wanted to get crowdfunded books, but because most people don't offer digital, it becomes very prohibitive to have it sent to Japan. I actually prefer physical books because I like to dig into the art.
Sure.
But, yeah. For example, I tried to order something recently. It was like $20 for the book or books, but the shipping was going to be 3 times that much. So it's really hard to justify having that.
David Feed says, "I'm super into this. It's gonna have to wait for payday and the month, yo."
Please do. Thank
Excellent.
you.
Excellent. Please share it out, guys. If you like this campaign, if you like what you see, or you know people that you think maybe this is something that they'll like, just share it out. Share it on social media. Let's bring some more people to this campaign. Right. So for $19, you have digital plus physical. Holy shit! That's a
Yeah.
good deal.
So the way I set up the campaign was, okay, I want to hit a particular goal to make the printing affordable, I guess, printing and shipping.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you're going to get a digital copy.
Right.
And
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to aim to make enough money in the campaign so that I can print the book and send to everybody. So the people that want to believe in the dream and shoot for the stars and get a physical book, please back the digital plus physical.
Right. Yes.
What's going to happen is that I'm going to run to. I'm thinking that I'll just do second chance campaigns in other platforms. Probably go to what's the other one? Kickstarter, and eventually fund my comic too. To I guess inch closer to the amount necessary to get a physical book.
Sure. Go wherever you can. Wherever you can, put your books, sell your books. Just do it, man. It's necessary. Right. So for cover A, $6 for a physical book. That's a good price, man, for a comic. 30-page comic.
So that is the PDF. So that's the digital.
Oh, sorry, that's PDF. Still, $6. Really cool. Or you can get cover B PDF or cover C PDF, or the bundle with all the covers.
All the covers. Yeah.
Right, for $16. Excellent. And you are planning to have it like shipped by October next year.
Yes. So when it comes summertime, will be crunch time doing all the. By then, I should have all the pages drawn.
Right.
So it'll be coloring and lettering time.
A lot of work for one man, right?
Yeah, but then I'm not. Well, what I'm telling myself is that I can control costs better that way, and also
sure, of course,
the production line. It all depends on me.
What's the most work in this process? Is it the writing? Is it the penciling, the inking, or is it the colors? Maybe the lettering?
I think from at least the way I work, I think the inking takes the longest.
Right. Refining things.
Yeah.
Right.
And, especially when I get into the details and.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But.
Great. Guys, check out this campaign. It's on Indiegogo. I said Kickstarter. That's wrong. Indiegogo. The link is in the chat. It's also in the description of this video. Go share it out with people. All right. Stop sharing. Looks great, man. Yeah. Cool book.
Any support you can throw my way, I will be eternally grateful.
Yes. So do you have other like streams planned, other like platforms you will go on to promote your campaign?
Oh, I'm like a newborn baby with my eyes still shut and just feeling my way around, man.
Yeah.
Trying to discover the mysteries of self-promotion starting from.
It's a grind, man.
Or Twitter. I hear that you should be on YouTube and connect with the audience and stuff like that, but I don't know. There's my impression is that there's a glut of content on YouTube. I'm not quite sure what can I add to the conversation there. Maybe a perspective from Japan, I suppose, but
right.
How many Americans are all that interested in hearing what's going on in Japan in the manga market?
David Feet says you gotta hit Michael Bancroft, Shader Red, Sugar Chris. There are a few like channels that you could reach out to. See if you could.
Oh, thank you. I will certainly knock on their door.
And if you need some more names, I can like maybe send you a few names. You can reach out to people. So do you also have like where's your audience mostly? Is that the United States or is it Japan?
Right now, it's mostly United States.
Okay, right. So does this appeal to Japanese also?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. That it's the
Oh.
rare Japanese that is into the American comics
Right.
aesthetic. Yeah, and okay, talk about formulaic. We were talking about Rob Liefeld. I also find manga very formulaic, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Maybe it's not as easy to realize from the States, but the art style and even how they plot stories, they certainly have a certain what do you say, cookie cutter approach to things, and it gets tiresome if you're in Japan and there's so much and all sorts of quality scale. There's a lot of garbage manga too.
Yeah, they have a different way of storytelling also, right?
Yeah.
Like different stories.
One thing that I find interesting about Japanese manga that they're not really into narrating things, especially old school, I guess, comics in the States. There's either a narration box or the characters themselves are kind of narrating what's going on.
Right.
And looking back at it now, I'm like, oh, it's kind of an odd way to tell a story. It's not so much like you're watching a TV show. So in my story, I'm trying to step away from trying to narrate things too much.
Yes.
And basically, well, you're in the audience, you're watching a TV show, and the characters are doing things, and sometimes you might need to just know, okay, there's a location change here, so I'm going to tell you, or some time has transpired, so I will tell you that. TV shows, but other than that, it's mostly by what characters do and by the dialogue that you get a sense for the story. Is the approach that I'm taking, because in the way that's kind of the approach in Japan too. They don't narrate things so much. It's very much about what the characters do and what they say that the story gets pushed forward.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, this is true. Sometimes these American books they talk too much, like too many captions. We don't need to know all of that. I'm right now working on a comic book without any text, no dialogue, nothing, just visuals, right? And that's very, very challenging, very fun. David Feed says all animes are basically the same story: fight, villain, new villain appears, fight, villain, new villain appears, villain kills friend, hero unlocks power, fight, villain, new villain.
Have you been watching Dragon Ball?
Dragon Ball, yeah. Right. All right, Harry. Thank you so much for being my guest for today and showing us your awesome campaign.
Thank you for your kindness.
Let's hope you get a bunch more backers. You have 18 days to go. You have a long way to go still with your funds, but it's very doable. Just try to reach out to some people. If you want, I can give you some links.
Please do. Thank you.
All right.
And good luck with your campaigns also. And Perfect 10 looks great. And
thank you.
Again, thank you very much for your kindness in reaching out and letting me join your live stream. And thank you for your chat.
Well, mentioning Perfect 10, so nice segue. Thank you very much. Let's end with showing you guys this campaign. It's on in demand on Indiegogo, but you can also find this on Fund My Comic with a brand new or a different cover. Not they're all new, but a cover exclusively made for Fund My Comic, right? But here you have the two main covers of Perfect 10 Book 5, but we also have POWERTRIP Book 2, and that book is completely done. We're now working on the last pages of Perfect 10 Book 5. The entire book, the Perfect 10, is completely penciled. So Thiago's now working on inks for the last 7 pages, and they're being colored. So we are working towards the end goal here. This is cover A. So you have like the main like bad guy or the antagonist. It's a lady, so it's not a bad guy. versus all these heroes in this classic like reflection scene. I always love that, and so happy that we could integrate this into this cover. Really cool. And then we have cover B, like the main girl 10 in his really 90s getup. This awesome gun, really cool. I love this so much, guys. And so you can see the art here, you can read along a little bit. And if you like superhero stuff, so this is classic superhero stuff, right? This is a complete superhero universe. And 10, the main character, she wakes up in this world, she knows nothing about it. And she is immediately attacked by super villains, and she has to fight. And so during the story, you find out what the story is there. Why do they want her dead? So each issue introduces new characters, new intrigue. And here you can see a pencil page by Paul Rodrigues. Paul Rodrigues is a fantastic artist. POWERTRIP issue 2 is completely done. You can get this also with this campaign. We combined 2 books in one campaign, so it's more convenient for everyone, right? 3 new stories, 3 shorter stories by different creative teams. We have Shadow Lion. It's a street level hero in Brazil, and he fights like the Brazilian underworld, but he also encounters like opponents that aren't really human. So interesting stuff. It's drawn by Eder Messiah, and Eder Messiah right now is drawing the Moon Knight series for Marvel.
Cool.
The Flying Dutchman, he's like our Superman, but from the Netherlands, right? And he saves lives and he kicks ass, and he's fantastic. And this story is written by myself, and it's drawn by Paul Rodrigues also. And Flying Dutchman meets this young speedster and what's going on there. And then we have The Phenomenals, written by Lee Byron Carver, who some people may know from the book The Company Men. And he wrote this short story, this 10-page story, The Phenomenals. It's drawn by Gilbert de Monsanto, and this basically tells the story of a group of superheroes who aren't officially superheroes because they didn't make it through the Superhero Academy, but they formed this group anyway. And yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, you can get all that, and you can still get a special commission that Pau will draw for you. So any character you want, Pau will draw for you, and this comes with all the new books, all signed. You get the original art, plus you get it digital to use for whatever you want. And this campaign comes with new cards and new prints. So go check it out. Stop the video. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Wait, share. Stop the share. There we go. Sorry, I got confused.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right, Harry. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dave.
And if you have something else going on, another book, another campaign, just reach out to me. I will do this another time.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
Rasmane, applause. Thank you so much. And Rasman says, still want to get the main cover, issue 5. Chat, thank you all so much for being here with us. Without you, there's no point. So thank you so much. If you like this conversation, give this stream a like. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike. And I'm very sorry. I will be back next week with a new guest. So same time, same channel, new guest. And now I will find my video for the outro. Oh, I think it goes automatically. I think so. Let's try. Bye, guys. See you next time.